Okay.
Get a pen and paper. So I'll show you the pen and paper earlier beforehand.
So much for my announcement, Shom. Thanks.
Okay,
Hello,
good.
everybody. Welcome to Sports Mastermind. This is the Sports Mastermind. This is slightly unusual because we don't do general questions in this format. This is only specialist stuff. There are going to be 2 rounds today. Let me start sharing my screen. There are only 2 rounds, and one for each of the specialist subjects that you selected. Questions do pass, but we won't penalize you for any wrong guesses. So feel free to guess something for other people's questions if they pass to you. The format will become clear as we go. There's actually nothing complicated. The questions today are by me and Sander. I will tell you who made each set before starting in order to minimize the accountability. So if you think a question is trash, I will let you know who made that question, and that's where you can give abuse for it. Okay. And maybe before the start of every topic, if you could tell me a little bit about why you selected that topic. I like to hear that sort of thing. I enjoyed making these questions for exactly this reason, because some of them were completely new to me. In contrast, Akshay's topics were quite rubbish for me because I have the same interests as he does. So, I mean, it's just like vanilla stuff for me. I'll be judging him a lot for the questions that he doesn't get. That's what happens with Akshay's topic. Okay, we'll start with 10 questions. First for Shom. If you are ready, then we can get started.
So do we say why we selected the topic?
So I'll tell you. First, Shom's topics are his first topic is Lennox Lewis. So Shom, please tell us why you are interested in Lennox Lewis.
So I'm a serious boxing enthusiast. That's one of the sports that I played quite seriously at one point in time as well. And though at that point of time, I did not know anything about boxing, right? I mean, you just listen to whatever the coach says, right? But after that, when I stopped participating, I became a little more interested in actually learning a bit about this. And so I follow boxing pretty regularly, pretty much across board, interested in the history. So if, say, for example, you have to choose a topic on boxing, Lennox Lewis would probably be one of the guys you'd choose because his career had been very well planned, right? He's probably fought around 40 championship matches and championship bouts, basically. And you'd pretty much have a good clue about how far you can go within that. On the other hand, with Mike Tyson and the others, right, they have fought a lot of these wild, weird matches, which are like, gone and done stuff with, in WWE and things like that. So if you'd just like to constrict your area, you'd probably go Lennox Lewis because he planned his career quite well.
Makes sense. It was a relatively short career from what I can tell. So let's go. 10 questions for you. Do you want to give any predictions about some panda that I'm going to ask about?
You ask about probably the 2 matches he lost and how did he get back his championship.
Let us see if you are right. First question for you. Lennox Lewis concluded his amateur career with a gold medal won at which edition of the Summer Olympics? I need the year and the venue.
1984. The 1984 Olympics. What else do you want? Oh, sorry.
I need which edition of the Summer Olympics? Venue and year.
1984. The year and the venue is Los Angeles.
Okay. It is not correct. I'll pass to Akshay.
1988 Seoul
Is correct. So
yeah, thank you for saying 1984 and lost. I had no idea what time it was.
You're right. Lennox Lewis did fight at both editions of the Olympics, but the question is which one he concluded at, and his last edition was the Seoul Olympics at 1988.
One, yeah.
So Akshay picks up that point. Second question for Shom. Lennox Lewis holds the distinction of being the first professional heavyweight champion to win a gold medal in which weight category, which was not created until the 1984 Summer Olympics.
The super heavyweight.
He's super heavyweight, right? Third question. He claimed his first world title in late 1992 when which incumbent champion threw his WBC title belt in the rubbish bin in protest and in order to avoid a fight against Lewis?
Riddick Bowe.
Is correct. That is his name, Riddick Bowe. Fourth question. His third successful WBC title defense was in 1994 against which American boxer? It was widely considered a poor fight, with the challenger coming in as a 16-1 underdog. Nicknamed the Enforcer, he shared his name with an American NBA legend with 11 rings.
Tony Tucker.
Not Tony Tucker. Rajat?
Jordan.
Not Jordan. Subrat?
Harman, I think you should give pass to Rajat.
Oh, sorry. Passes to Subrat.
No, I'll pass.
Passes to Akshay, who I'm very curious to hear what he will attempt.
Bill Russell?
It's not that guy with 11 rings. It's the other guy with 11 rings. Who else
Oh,
has
Phil
11 rings?
Jackson.
Phil
the,
Jackson.
The coach guy. Oh,
I thought there was a
Phil
trick.
Jackson. Oh,
shit.
oh,
Thought there
first
was
name
a
also
trick.
is the same. Okay, okay.
God, I didn't think of coach.
Mm.
Question for Shom now. Which English boxing manager and promoter managed Lennox Lewis between 1989 and 2001, during which period he earned the title of undisputed heavyweight champion, as in Lennox Lewis earned the title. After many years of being criticized for her homophobic comments about lesbian and gay people, she came out as a transgender woman in 2014 and apologized for her previous remarks. You can provide either just the surname or else the full name that she is now known by.
Maloney.
Maloney is good enough. Do you know her first name?
He used to be called Frank Maloney, but right now she's called something Maloney. I forgot. But yeah,
she's Kelly Maloney, as they say.
Kelly. Yeah.
Okay. Question 6 for you. Which American boxer scored an upset knockout victory over Lennox Lewis in '94, thus winning the WBC heavyweight title? A title rematch that happened 3 years later ended bizarrely when he appeared to suffer a mental breakdown in the ring, beginning to cry and eventually forcing the referee to stop the fight when he refused to return to his corner or make any attempt to defend himself during the rounds.
Oliver McCall.
I didn't expect you to miss that. This is Oliver McCall. Something in chat. Phil Jackson has 13 rings? How does Phil Jackson have 13 rings?
He has 13 rings because he was with the Lakers
Oh.
during the Jerry West era.
As a player. Oh,
yeah, he has 2 as a player.
Lovely. Okay, 11 rings as a coach then. No, wonderful. Question for Shom again. Question 7. After his controversial loss to Oliver McCall by technical knockout in 1994, Lennox Lewis replaced his trainer Pepe Correa with which renowned American trainer, poaching him from his opponent's camp across the ring. This godfather of Detroit boxing trained 41 world champion fighters throughout his career and is responsible for correcting several of Lewis's technical flaws. Notably, he increased Lewis's focus on using his strong jab, which became a signature of his style for the rest of his career.
Emmanuel Stewart.
That's correct. This is Emmanuel Stewart. Now, 8th question. In which city did the 1999 unification bout of Holyfield versus Lewis take place? The fight ended with Lewis being named winner by unanimous decision, becoming the first undisputed heavyweight champion in nearly 7 years.
One or the other.
I'm sorry,
You don't have too much time. No, I'll go for it. I'll say in which city is New York?
It's not New York. Rajat?
Las Vegas.
Is correct.
Oh,
One or the other. One or the
just
other.
a guess in based of where boxing.
One or the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Akshay and Rajat have picked up points in this question again for Shom.
Yeah.
He ended his professional career in 2003 with a 41-1 record. As you expected, name the 2 men that he lost to.
Oliver McCall and Hashim Rahman.
Yes, correct. Those are the 2 men that he lost to. And your last question, this is about the guy you didn't want to do Mastermind on. In 2002, Lewis successfully defended his titles against former undisputed champion Mike Tyson in a fight that was then the highest grossing event in pay-per-view history. In addition to the total fight purse of $35 million split between the 2 fighters, Tyson had to pay Lewis out of his purse for his actions during a news conference announcing the fight. What did Tyson do during the press conference for which he paid Lewis $335,000?
Well, did a lot of rubbish things like get into a brawl, said that he'll eat his children, etc. The most important thing is that he bit his leg.
He bit him is correct. Completely in character, Mike Tyson has done this multiple times. He bit Lennox Lewis, and that scores 7 on 10 on the career of Lennox Lewis. Well done. Okay, next we'll do, this is for Akshay. And Akshay's questions firstly are on Steph Curry. Akshay, please explain yourself.
Sorry?
Please explain yourself. Why do you have such vanilla interests?
Because that's the sport that I last used to follow apart from F1, which is the only sport I follow now. So I watched the Cavs versus Warriors 2016. I like Curry.
Cool. Let's go. 10 questions.
Even though I supported the Cavs.
Oh, you supported the Cavs and then you decided to do a Mastermind on Steph Curry.
I mean, it's hard to not like Curry.
True. 10 questions on Steph Curry for Akshay. He was born in Akron, Ohio, at Summer Akron City Hospital. I think you would have predicted this question.
I expected this.
While his father was a member of the state's NBA team, the hospital received national attention in the USA during the 2015 NBA Finals, when it became known that the same hospital was also the birthplace of which other famed NBA player?
LeBron.
LeBron was also born in the same hospital
Oh,
as Steph Curry.
nice. Interesting.
Akron, Ohio, right?
Yeah, it's a much doubted fact. Question for Akshay again.
And
What is Steph Curry's legal first name? It is a name that he shares with his father, a former NBA player himself, who is better known by a shortened version of the name.
Delaware.
Building on what you know about his father's name, but not that. Subrat?
Wardle.
Wardle is right. So his father's name is Wardle. His father is better known as Del Curry, which is what Akshay was building on when he went Delaware. His name is Wardle. Okay, question for Akshay again. Since 2012, Steph Curry has been working with UN Foundation campaign that aims to prevent malaria deaths by purchasing, distributing, and teaching the proper use of a specific item. What is the three-word name of the campaign, which also doubles up as a basketball term that refers to a swish shot, that is a shot that goes in without making contact with the basketball ring?
Nothing but net.
Nothing but net is right. They distribute malaria nets. Mosquito nets, sorry. Your fourth question. In a 2022 interview with GQ Sports, Curry was asked who he thought played the best defense against him. Curry replied, honestly, blank, because he knows my game so well. And there's always that vibe of him disarming me when I'm out there because I'm so blank to see him out there on the court. I kind of get lost in that moment. Whom did he name? The second blank is not the name, just a word that might give the answer away.
Seth Curry.
Seth Curry is right. So his brother is also an NBA player. He plays, I don't know which team he plays for. Which team does he play for?
I think one of the.
He plays for Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, okay.
Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn Nets. And the second word is that he said I'm so proud to see him on the court with me that I kind of get disarmed. I call bullshit. I don't think Seth Curry plays the best defense against him, but I thought this was just a name drop. Question for Akshay again. In most detailed NBA analyses, experts often speak of Curry creating a blank effect, forcing opposing teams to double team him even when he does not have the ball. Curry tends to cover much more ground than the average player, cutting through the paint multiple times and attacking defenders with him, in fear of what might happen if they leave him unguarded for too long. What term goes in the blank to describe this phenomenon of Curry drawing away defenders from the ball? I don't remember if I shared audio or not. Can you hear?
No.
No.
I think I'll just reshare, I suppose.
Mike Breen ban.
Yes.
I thought that's where you were going. Let's see.
Oh,
Yes,
no, that's not my answer. I'm just wondering.
Okay. Again.
Curry's pass deflected, but he gets it back. Stays with the play. Now throws it back up to Looney.
I still don't hear any audio.
Evans with 6 to.
I can hear.
That's okay. The audio,
So maybe
the audio is not
some
important.
problem on my end.
Okay.
Yeah.
The audio is not important. The important thing is that if you watch him, he keeps running around and the defenders keep following him. That's about it.
I was getting a call. That's right. But can I answer?
Yes.
Gravity.
Gravity is right. So it's often called Steph Curry's gravity. He's such a dangerous shooter. He's such an accurate shooter that just by having him on the court and running around, the defenders will follow him and all his other teammates will get free and they'll get to take easier shots.
So I just need to, I'll be back. I'll just
Okay.
need to take a bio break.
Bio break. Question for Akshay again. At the conclusion of the 15-16 regular season, in addition to being named the league's first ever unanimous MVP, Curry also became the first person to lead the league in scoring while shooting above what specific numbers that form a Ratter exclusive club. We're looking for a minimum stat line that represents a shooter's scoring percentage in field goals, 3-point shots, and free throws. For example, Giannis's career shooting percentage right now is 53, 28, 71.
50, 40, 90.
Yes, correct. So this is the mark to beat. You want to score more than half of your regular shots, 40% of your three-pointers, and 90% of your free throws. And he crossed that line, and he was the highest in scoring anyway. Question for Akshay. Complete the missing repeated word in this bit of commentary by Mike Breen, which I think you saw coming from a 2016 game between the Warriors and OKC Thunder. The word is Breen's commentary catchphrase, and the game is frequently ranked high among NBA's greatest regular season games, while the shot is considered among Curry's defining moments. The Warriors do have a timeout. They decide not to use it. Curry way downtown, blank, blank. Oh, what a shot from Curry.
Bang, bang.
Bang is right. And
I think there's only like 3 or 4 times when Mike Breen has done a double bang.
it's a double bang.
This is one
of the very few Mike Breen double bangs. We will now watch it.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
I'm going to watch the whole thing, but well done. This is bang. Question 8 for you. How many Olympic medals has Curry won? I want you to add up gold, silver, and bronze to give a total count.
Two.
It's not 2. No.
3.
It's not 3. Rajat.
4.
It's not 4. Subrat.
1.
It's not 1. Audience.
0.
0 is it?
He has not won anything.
He has never participated in Olympics only for the US team.
That's right. He's never participated. In 2012, he was not selected. In 2016, he was injured. In 2020, he was invited, but he simply said that he didn't feel like it.
And regarding that Mike Breen double bang, he has said 3 times in total, 1 for Steph and twice for Luka.
Twice for Luka, very nice.
Yeah, for Luka he did. Yeah.
Okay.
During that.
I think during pandemic also he did it once.
Yeah. Clippers game winner in Game 6.
Okay. Question for Akshay. In December 2021, Curry set the NBA record for career 3-pointers passing home. This great NBA shooter won championships in 2008 and 13 and was present courtside that day to congratulate Curry personally.
Ray Allen.
Ray Allen is right. And I think this is your last question. You're on 7. You need one more to cross, Shom. YouTuber and basketball enthusiast Flight is responsible for the creation of what meme related to Steph Curry, originating from videos of him reacting to compilations of plays by Curry. The 4-word phrase, or 6-word if you use the whole thing, has been adopted by NBA fans and enthusiasts and has even been referenced by the Warriors and Curry himself in promotional videos. I was supposed to put a video for this, I forgot. Who was speaking just now? Who told us about the Luka Doncic thing? Is it Nayan?
Nayan.
Okay. Nayan will come to you after everybody passes. I don't think anybody's going to use.
I don't know. Skyfucker.
Not that. Shom.
Pass.
Rajat.
Pass.
Subrat.
Yes.
This anybody in the audience?
Is it Look at Curry Man?
Look at Curry, so inspirational.
Look at Curry Man, so inspirational is correct. Well done. So yeah, they're essentially reaction videos. He watches a bunch of Steph Curry play videos, and his reaction to Steph Curry is that look at Curry Man, so inspirational. And you complete also 7 on 10. We can now move on to Rajat. The questions were on Indian gold medalists, or Indian medalists actually, Indian Olympic medalists. Please explain.
Yeah, I mean, the first Olympics that I remember watching was the 92. And I was a young kid then. I was wondering that the Olympics got over and India didn't win a medal. So I was like very surprised. Then I found out later that that has been happening for a few editions of the Olympics. So I'm always very excited when India wins a medal. And if they win it in the first couple of days, it's very satisfying for my 6-7-year-old self.
Do you have predictions for something I'm going to ask about? Just one.
Actually.
No, none. Okay.
I just have to drop for the first couple of questions, but I'll be back very soon.
First question for Rajat. Norman Pritchard was the first Asian-born athlete to win an Olympic medal when he won 2 silver medals in athletics at the 1900 Paris Olympics representing India. I want you to tell me which 2 events did he win his silver medals for?
200 meters and 200 meters hurdles.
Yes, correct. Question for Rajat again. The Indian men's hockey team won the gold medal in 3 consecutive editions of the Summer Olympics from 28 to 36. Only 2 players were part of all 3 of these medal-winning squads. If one was Dhyan Chand, who was the other? As a goalkeeper, he considered 0 goals in his 5 games at the 28 Amsterdam Games. He played 1 game as the goalkeeper at the 32 Los Angeles Games, a 24-1 win against USA, when the only goal scored against him occurred because he was off the field signing autographs. I didn't think you'd know this. I just wanted to use this in a question. That's all.
How was the goalie? Kishan Lal. I don't know.
Not
I don't
Kishan Lal. Shom?
Not here, I think.
Oh, sorry. Subrat?
Ellis.
Not Ellis. Akshay?
Singh.
Not Singh.
Richard Ellis. Ellis Richard.
Richard Allen. Richard Allen is
Richard Allen.
Allen.
Oh,
How did I get this wrong?
Hi guys, I'm back.
Question for Rajat again. Who is the only Olympic medalist for independent India never to have received a Padma Award from the Indian government?
KD Jadhav.
It is KD Jadhav. Well done.
Yeah, because I think Padma was not established by them.
Okay. Question for Rajat again. After World War II, independent India's the men's hockey team came back and won another 3 gold medals in consecutive editions of the Summer Olympics from 48 to 56. This time, 4 men appeared in all 3 squads. One of them was this 1952 vice captain and 56 captain, widely regarded as the sport's greatest ever center forward. Who was this man who still holds the record for most goals scored by an individual in an Olympic men's hockey final?
Udham Singh.
It's not Udham Singh. Shom?
56, right? Is this KD Singh Babu?
Not that. Good.
Balbir Singh Senior. Passed
Balbir
away in
Singh
the past.
Senior is right. Question for Rajat. Between 28 and 72 at the Summer Olympics, each of the 10 gold medal matches for men's hockey featured at least one of 2 countries, India and which other nation? India faced off against them 3 times in the final between 56 and 64, winning twice. I've removed them and replaced them with the Olympic flag for some reason.
Which was the other one? Okay, one second. Sorry.
You can see the blanks over here. So everywhere you see the Olympic flag and blank written, I've basically removed the country's name.
Okay.
Is this the Netherlands?
It's not the Netherlands. Shom?
Who's?
Shom, this is yours.
Oh, Pakistan.
Pakistan is right.
Oh, shit.
It's a 3-year period when India and Pakistan were in the finals, and we won 2 of those but lost the middle one. Question for Rajat again. Who is describing whom in this excerpt from a 2009 autobiography? In the semis, I meet blank from India. He's a flying jumping being, a bundle of hyperkinetic energy with the 2's quickest hands. Still, he's never learned to hit a blank. He hits off speed, hacks, chips, lobs. He's the Brad of Bombay. Then behind all his junk, he flies in, covers so well that it seems to work. After an hour, you feel as if he hadn't hit one blank cleanly, and yet he's beating you soundly. Because I'm prepared, I stay patient, stay calm, and I beat him. I need 2 answers. Who is describing who?
So this is Agassi describing pace.
Yes, correct. So Agassi in his autobiography describing his match against Leander Paes. Paes went on to win the bronze medal at this. Question for Rajat. The 2020 Tokyo Games was India's most successful appearance at the Summer Olympics, bringing in 7 medals, 1 gold, 2 silver, and 4 bronze medals. Name both the silver medal events.
So one is Sanu winning the weightlifting silver, women's freestyle weightlifting, and the other one is who won the silver? Not that. 2 silver, 4 bronze. Both silver medal events, right? Bajrang Punia in wrestling.
is correct. This is, I mean, I needed the events. I don't know if your people are right. Let's check them. Chanu is right. The silver was Ravi Kumar Bhaiya.
Okay.
So women's 49 kg and men's freestyle 57 kg.
Okay.
But you got the events right. Question again for you. 3 Indians
Okay.
share the distinction of having won multiple medals in individual sports. One was Norman Fisher, who we saw in the previous question. Who are the other two? Both won 1 silver and 1 bronze medal in consecutive editions of the games.
So this is Sushil Kumar and PV Sindhu.
Is correct. Sushil Kumar won a bronze and a silver in 2008 and 12. And PV Sindhu won a silver and a bronze in 16 and 2020. Nicely done. And this is your 9th question. This is Harshvardhan Kapoor, actor and son of Anil Kapoor. A 2017 post by Indian Express confirmed that he had been cast to play the lead role in a sports biopic based on the 2011 autobiographical book, A Shot at History. Whom does he play?
I think he plays Abhinav Bindra.
You are correct. He plays Abhinav Bindra. And the last question in your set, you are at 6. If you get this right, we have a 3-way tie so far. Question for you. Which Indian Olympic medalist's last appearance in the games ended with confusion over the result of the match? The commentator paused a little too long after the winner on points by split decision is. And this caused her to simply start celebrating her win and not pay any attention to what was being said. Her actions and excitement were viewed by others as a splendid display of the Olympic spirit. And she only realized that she had actually lost when her coach said to her after the match, "We may have lost 3-2, but you are a winner for me," which she found very confusing.
This is Mary Kom.
It is Mary Kom. So Mary Kom's last Olympic appearance ended like this.
But yeah, I mean, it's, yeah.
You have 7 on 10 for 3 of you. Question for Subrat now. Subrat has not selected his topics. So his topics have been selected for him. And his first topic is the Women's World Cup, Women's FIFA World Cup. Good luck, Subrat. Question for you. This American footballer created a famous moment in the history of Women's World Cup in 1989. In the tournament final, when she took off her jersey and showed her muscular torso and sports bra to celebrate a penalty kick against China. Who?
Brandy Chastain.
Is correct. And herein ends all the questions that I would have gotten right. Question for Subrat. This Brazilian player holds the record of appearing in most FIFA World Cups as she played 7 tournaments till 2019. Who is she?
Marta.
Not that. Shom?
Formiga.
Say again, please.
Formiga.
Is correct.
Yeah.
Question for Subrat. The inaugural edition of the FIFA Women's World Cup was held in 1981. In which country?
China.
China is right. Will you check who are in the call? Okay. Question for Subrat. In 1988, the unofficial Women's World Cup took place in China to see the potential of the women's game. 12 teams competed in that event, and this country beat Sweden in the final to win the tournament. What European country?
Norway.
Is correct. This is Norway. You seem to know a lot about this, Subrat, without having any chance to prepare at all. Did you spend the last 3 hours studying?
No, didn't have that much time.
The FIFA Women's World Cup 1999 set an attendance record for a single match, when a total of 90,000 spectators turned out to watch the USA beat China PR in the final. At which stadium in Los Angeles?
Rose Bowl.
Is correct. This is Rose Bowl. 4 out of 5 so far. Question again. New Zealand's Terry McHale was the unfortunate player to first do what in the FIFA Women's World Cup? She did this during Norway's 4-0 victory over the football Ferns 19th November 1991.
Own goal.
That's correct. She scored an own goal. Question 7. Leonardo Queller was the first coach in the history of the FIFA Women's World Cup to have also played in the men's tournament. The coach appeared as a midfielder for his country in 3 matches of the 78 World Cup. What country did he represent?
Argentina.
Not Argentina. Akshay?
Uruguay.
Not Uruguay. Akshay?
Mexico.
Is correct. This is Mexico.
Oh, just guess.
Nicely done.
Gone for Mexico. Yeah.
Question 8 for Subrat. The Netherlands lost the World Cup final in 2019 against the USA, with whom as their manager? This, I don't know what that is. This woman hopes to win the World Cup next year with England.
Wigman.
Is correct. This is Sarah Wigman. Serena Wigman, sorry.
Serena.
Question for Subrat. This Australian has appeared in both the Women's Cricket and Football World Cups. Who?
Ellis Perry.
This Perry is right. I'm pleased to say I would have gotten 2 questions in the set. Question for Subrat. This lady made her debut on the US soccer team in 2001, for which she has since played more than 225 games and scored more than 175 goals. She became the top all-time scorer, or the all-time top scorer, on the US women's team in June 2013. In 2015, she became world champion with the US women's soccer team at the World Cup in neighboring Canada. Who are we talking about?
Cardi Lloyd.
Say again, please.
Cardi Lloyd.
Not that. Akshay?
Abby Wambach.
Yes, correct. This is Abby Wambach. Can we end with 7 on 10 for every single one of you, and 2 points in bonus for every single one of you, and that gives you 9 points all in the first half of this quiz. Well done, everybody. We'll start the second half. Shom, what did you pick up about it? Oh, 100 meters.
100 meters.
Predictions for something that's going to come?
Which 100-meter medalist has had his son or daughter also being an Olympic sprinting medalist?
I have a prediction.
Huh? Okay, tell me.
What was the name of the drug that Ben Johnson used in 1980?
Okay, thankfully I know that too.
We'll see. Question for first of 10 questions for Shom. Shom, we're at the 2004 Athens Olympics, and I need a clarification on the false start rules for the 100-meter event. On the first lineup, the runner in lane 1 did a false start, so we had to reset. On the next lineup, the runner in lane 4 did a false start. According to protocol, please tell me what happens next.
This is Maurice Green. He gets disqualified because of the second false start.
So who are we talking about? Runner in lane 1 or runner in lane 4? What is it?
The runner in lane 4 was Maurice Green, and he, because of the false start, was disqualified, and he was the winner in the previous one.
You are correct. So I actually didn't base this on any real life event. I was just looking through the rules. Apparently, at the 2004 and multiple editions of the Olympics, the rule is that 1 false start is allowed. After that, everybody has received a warning. Whoever false starts next is going to be disqualified. So runner in lane 4 gets disqualified, even though he really only did that once. Okay, well done. Question 2 for you. Okay, now we're at the 2000 segment. I need a clarification on the false start rules for the 100-meter event. On the first lineup, the runner in lane 1 did a false start, so we had to reset. On the next lineup, the runner in lane 4 does a false start. According to protocol, what happens next?
The runner in lane 4 is disqualified.
He is not correct. Akshay?
Both are disqualified.
It's not correct. Rajat?
They just simply restart it again once more.
It is correct. They simply reset. Every single runner is individually allowed 1 false start. So as long as separate people keep false starting, you can do this up to 8 times, I think. 6. Okay, question for Shom, and I promise this one is different. For Olympic events and other top level athletic meets, what's the maximum tailwind beyond which a performance is no longer considered eligible for records?
2.0 kilometers per second.
You're right. I'm going to give it to you. It's 2 meters per second.
No, that's wrong.
Meters per second. Kilometers per second would be too much.
I'm okay with it. I don't think he meant 2 kilometers per second. So question for Shom. What unique record is held by that person and Francis Lane from the 1896 men's 100-meter final? Such an event has occurred in the 100-meter event only on one other occasion in Olympic history, namely at the 2008 women's 100-meter final, where Jamaicans Sharon Simpson and Karen Stewart featuring it.
They were tied for the 3rd place, Shapali and Francis Lane. So they got both of them got the 3rd place. Yeah.
It's a dead heat or 2 runners tying for the same place and therefore sharing a medal. Well done. Question again for you. The unofficial moniker of world's fastest man typically goes to the Olympic 100-meter champion. But on 1st August 96, the night of Ben Johnson's win at the 96 200-meter event, NBA sportscaster Bob Costas argued that Johnson held a better claim to the title. What misguided reason did he give for this? The American media lashed onto it, annoying the 100-meter champ Donovan Bailey enough to agree to a hybrid 150-meter race a few months later.
I expected this.
Okay. The Johnson that he's talking about is Michael Johnson, whose 200 meters that he ran, the second 100 meters was faster than the 100 meters that Donovan Bailey had run. So he basically says that the world's fastest 100-meter runner is Michael Johnson rather than Donovan Bailey. So therefore, he said that Michael Johnson is actually the fastest, world's fastest man.
Okay, can't give that. Akshay, please tell us.
So the average of the 200 by 2 is faster than the 100-meter world record. That's because he already has a flying start. I mean, he's already flying for the...
Is correct. So it completely failed to account for the flying start. So you said the 200-meter time divided by 2 was less than Bailey's 100-meter time. The Johnson is still Ben Johnson only.
No, it was Michael Johnson.
No, it was Michael Johnson. Because
But
they had the race and
right? But this is essentially a technicality, right? That, essentially...
The second one is fastest. Of course, the second one would have to be fastest for the average to be less. You're right. I could have given this
9.14 or something. He finished it by.
You're quite right. However, fortunately, I said what misguided reason did he give? He did not give second 100 meters is faster. He said the average is lesser. I have to latch onto these things. I'm sorry. This is the only way I can get away with this. Question again for some. With 1 gold, 1 silver, and 1 bronze, who is the only person aside from Usain Bolt to have won 3 medals in the men's 100-meter event? The gap between his first and last names was 12 years.
This is, I think, what is this guy's name? Yeah, the guy who Justin Gatlin.
Justin Gatlin is right. Your 17th question. After USA, which countries have won the most medals at the men's 100 meters with 8? I need both countries. The answers remain the same if we ask for the countries ranked 2 and 3 in the aggregate list, that is men's and women's 100 meters.
I think this will be Jamaica and UK.
Is correct. This is Jamaica and Great Britain, technically. But yeah, well done. Question for Shom. Why did a British runner and then 100-yard dash record holder Eric Liddell decline to participate in the heats of his favorite event, the 100 meters at the 1924 Paris Olympics? Contrary to popular media depictions, he had made the decision several months in advance upon seeing the schedule, and he had spent the interim time preparing for the 400 meters instead, the heats for which were held a few days later.
Okay, because this event was scheduled to be on a Sunday, and he was, and he said Sundays. He was also a preacher, right? He was a he was a man of God. So he said that Sunday is meant only for God. So you cannot do work on that day.
Sunday is for rest. You can't work on Sunday. That's why Eric Liddell declined to participate. In the movie,
God made me to run fast, but he also made this for it.
Chariots of Fire, yeah.
And in the movie Chariots of Fire, they show him basically changing his mind upon reaching the venue. That's not quite how it went. He had seen the schedule well in advance, and he had decided right there that he would not be able to participate. So he then trained for another event. Okay, question 9 for Shom. The 100-meter event at the 1952 Olympics had this format. Every race has 6 runners. The fastest 2 in each of 12 heats advance to the quarterfinals. The fastest 3 from each of the 4 quarterfinals qualify for the semifinals. Finally, the fastest 3 of each of the 2 semifinals qualify for the final. Lavi Pinto, India's most successful 100-meter runner ever, was at the 1952 Olympics. I want you to tell me his result. Your answer should be of the form he came 5th in the quarterfinals. Something like that.
So his overall rank is what you're saying.
I mean, you can give me his rank within that race also. Overall is hard to calculate. They don't actually combine from different semifinals. So you can just tell me the result in that race and what stage.
So I think his rank was he came 2nd in a semifinal.
Okay, it's not right, Subrat.
I think he came 4th in a semifinal.
Is correct. So if he had come second in the semi-final, he would have qualified for the final. In fact, if he had come third in the semi-final, he would have qualified. He was just out. He was fourth in the semi-finals. He also came fifth in the semi-finals of the 200-meter event. Same.
This is like a logical reasoning question.
Yeah, it was a logical reasoning question, but he also had to remember something. So, yeah. Question for Sean. This is the last question in the 100 meters. Going into the 1972 Munich Olympics, US runners Eddie Hart and Ray Robinson were joint holders of the world record and were favorites to win a medal in the 100 meters. Both won their first round heats easily, but ended up getting knocked out in the quarterfinals, the official result DNS, due to a mistake made not by them, but by someone else in their team. What was the mistake?
So basically, they gave a different, don't ask me for the specific time, but they gave a different time to these guys when the race will start. So they pretty much fell off asleep, and they didn't land up for the race in time. So they slept through their quarterfinals, basically.
Is correct. The coach had received an outdated schedule. They only found out that the race was happening when they saw it on TV. They thought it was a replay of the morning races. They found out, oh shit, this is the race that I'm supposed to be in. So then they sprinted to the venue, but they were not able to make it in time for the race. Well done. That gives you another 7-10. So you end on 14 out of 20. Well done. Question for Akshay now. What was the topic? The F1 stuff. Yeah. Okay. Akshay, you should know I would have fucking killed this round. I would have got 10 out of 10. Just so you know. Question for Akshay. Michael Schumacher holds the record for winning the F1 Drivers' Championship with the most number of races still remaining in the season. He did this in 2002 with Ferrari. If there were 17 races held that year, how many did Michael need to clinch the title?
11.
Is correct. I don't know how you guessed that. It is 11 races. Your second question. In contrast, Keke Rosberg holds the record for clinching the championship with the fewest number of race wins. Of the 16 races held in 1982, how many did Rosberg win?
Just one.
He won just one race. I mean, he must have done well in the other races, presumably, but yeah, he won one race. Question for Akshay again. Sebastian Vettel was the youngest ever drivers' champion, a title that he claimed after his win in 2010. Who held the record before him? Due to the longevity of this driver's career, you would be forgiven for forgetting that he's actually a few years older than Vettel.
Fernando Alonso.
It's not Fernando Alonso. Come.
Few years older than Vettel. Who held the record before him?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm not understanding. The youngest ever drivers champion, a title he claimed after his win in 2010. Who held the record before him?
Yes. Who was the youngest drivers champion before Vettel?
Nigel Mansell.
Not bad. Rajat?
Schumacher.
Not Schumacher. Subrat?
Hamilton.
Hamilton is
Yeah.
right. So
Oh yes. Oh, how did I miss it?
in 2008, which was his second year on the calendar.
He would have won in 2007 itself.
He would have won in 2007 also. Very, very exciting finish. But he in 2008, he happened to finally win. He made him the youngest driver to win until 2010 when Vettel won.
The last year when I watched F1. After that, I've not watched.
Okay, question for Akshay. Who is the oldest driver champion in the 21st century?
Lewis Hamilton.
It is Hamilton again.
Nice.
Nicely done. Saw through that. At the conclusion of the legendary 2021 season, Max Verstappen became the 10th driver to win an F1 Drivers' Championship without his team winning the Constructors' Championship. Who was the last driver to achieve this before him?
Lewis Hamilton.
God damn it, you got me. It is Hamilton again. I was really hoping you'd miss it, but you did not.
No.
Okay, this one I promise is a different question for you. The 1954 Drivers' Championship is unique because the winning driver actually drove for two separate teams. He drove for Maserati in round 1 and he won it. He skipped round 2 entirely. Then he drove for Maserati again in round 3 and he won it. For rounds 4 through 9, he switched to a different constructor, a mid-season new entrant, and proceeded to win 4 more races. Who was this champion and what was the new team that he needed to switch to, that he decided to switch to? The team participated in just 2 seasons before going dormant in F1 for over 50 years.
Fangio Mercedes.
Is correct. So Fangio moved to Mercedes-Benz, and Mercedes was active for just 2 years, and then they went off the grid, at which point they came back in 2011, presumably. I'm not sure.
2010.
10, okay.
9 was Brown.
Question for Akshay. Which tire manufacturer has been responsible for producing the most drivers' champions in F1? They were sole suppliers in 87, 88, and the 92 to 96 seasons, but those years account for only 7 of the total 24 wins. This question would not make any sense to newer fans like me, so I'll just clarify. There used to be different suppliers earlier. Right now, Pirelli makes the tires for everybody, but earlier, different tire manufacturers made tires for different teams, and therefore, it is a question worth asking which tire manufacturer got the most.
Bridgestone?
Not Bridgestone. Come.
Michelin?
Not Michelin. Rajat?
Firestone?
Not Firestone. Subrat? Do you know any tire?
Goodyear?
Goodyear is right.
Oh,
We ran out of all tires.
Yeah.
Tire companies.
Question for Akshay. Which country has claimed the most drivers' champions in the 21st century? We will now watch as Akshay tries to calculate all of them.
Germany.
Germany is right. How many?
10. Schumacher's 5. Vettel 4 and Rosberg 1.
Is correct.
wow.
UK has the second most. And it's
7.
7.
8. Button and Hamilton.
Yes. Question for Akshay. This moment from the end of the 2013 season saw Sebastian Vettel celebrating his 4th consecutive championship win by parking on the main straight post the donuts and bowing down to his car. As expected, the FIA fined him for having too much fun. But in which city did this happen?
I mean, I don't know, New Delhi or Noida, what is it?
Yep, Noida is good enough for me. Greater Noida is where this happened.
Greater
Airtel.
Noida, right?
Yeah.
Airtel is
Airtel.
the glue there at the back.
Yeah, there's Airtel placards at the back. Okay, and your last question in F1 championships. Which British racer is the only person to have won world championships in both 2 and 4 wheels? He won the 500cc motorcycle Grand Prix, which was the highest one at the time, 4 times between 56 and 60. Then he moved to F1, where he promptly won again in 64 while driving for Ferrari.
30s.
30s is right. And for the first time, somebody has crossed the 7 out of 10 boundary. He scored 8 out of 10 in this set. Well done. Question for Rajat. Rajat, what is your topic?
Yeah. No
Nadal
problem.
at the French Open.
Nadal at the French Open, yes. Question is for Rajat. Nadal has lost only 3 matches at the Roland Garros during his career. Against which Swedish player did he lose in the 4th round in 2009?
Soderling.
Robin Soderling is right. In 2005, he won his first Roland Garros against which Argentinian in the final? This man never repeated the feat and had a career high ranking of 9.
Puerta.
Puerta is right. Mariano Puerta. Your third question. He won the final of the French Open in 2013 easily against David Ferrer, but against which German did he surprisingly lose a set in the first round? It's such an evil question. It starts off like this and then it ends like that. Like, I would like to think I follow tennis pretty religiously, but I have never heard of this person.
I don't know. Pass.
Pass it. Shom?
I'll go close to pass, but say Haas.
Not Haas. Okay.
Yeah, Haas was what I had. Oh. Stakovsky.
Right, Subrat.
Pass.
Passes. This is a player I do not know about. His name is Daniel Brands. But he took a set off Nadal. You may not have heard of him. He doesn't need you to have heard of him. Question for the. In 2022, Nadal was as impressive as ever. However, who was the Norwegian whom he beat in the final of this edition?
Casper Ruud.
That's correct. Casper Ruud. He won the 2022 final easily, but not all matches went that easy. Which Canadian won a set against him in the 4th round?
This is that guy, Auger.
I'm going to need you to say full name. Sorry.
Oh, shit. Auger Sabaviel or something.
Correct, but you give me some rough description of his surname. Don't say something. Auger what?
Auger Bainsville, something Bunsville.
That's nowhere close, man. Sorry. Stop.
Felix Auger Aliassime.
Yes, correct. Or Aliasim.
Aliasim.
It's also because if you don't know a lot of tennis fans that you discuss this stuff with, then there's no reason to ever say this name out loud. You normally just read about it and you think, "Haan, theek hai, wo bata." So you can even like write it down, but you don't say it out loud. Question for Rajat. During the 2016 edition, Nadal had to withdraw from his third round match against another Spaniard. Who was that Spaniard who went on to lose against Thiem in the fourth round?
Who's this guy?
Tough question, I think.
This one. This is Ferrer.
Not Ferrer. Come.
Feliciano Lopez.
Not Feliciano Lopez. Okay.
Verdasco.
Not Verdasco. It's a bit.
Granollers.
Is correct. I didn't expect anybody to know that, but this is Marcel Granollers. For Rajat, in 2015, Rafa lost against Novak Djokovic, which wasn't all that surprising, certainly because a round earlier he had already lost against an American who was a double specialist, winning the US Open and Wimbledon. I suppose this means lost a set. I'm not sure. So you're looking for an American double specialist who has won the US Open and the Wimbledon in doubles.
You mean he had lost a set against?
Yeah, I think it means he lost a set.
Double specialist. More a double specialist. Who has won Wimbledon? Todd Black.
Not that. Some.
Justin Gimelstob.
Right? Not sure.
Rajiv Ram.
Not Rajiv Ram. Subrat?
No, pass.
Jack Sock.
It is Jack Sock.
Jack Sock.
Yeah.
Question for Rajat. In 2017, Nadal once again won the Roland Garros. There's a theme to this topic in general. Which three-time Grand Slam winner did he beat that year, though? Again, presumably in the final.
Stan Wawrinka.
Is correct. He is Stan Wawrinka.
I don't realize he's won 3, right?
Yeah.
Man, I remember all of his Grand Slam just because I was quite fond of him.
Beat Nadal in the final, beat Djokovic in the final.
Yeah. And in the match that he beat Djokovic in the US Open, I think I thought this was very cool at the time. He was beating him at his own game, sort of like mentally. Every time after like a big moment, he would point at his head. He'd hit the shot and then he'd point at his head. It was very badass. Okay, question for Rajat. In the second round of Roland Garros 2005, Rafa beat a Belgian tennis player with the nickname X-Man. Who was this man?
Belgian tennis player. No idea. Pass.
Come.
Because of X, I'll say Javier Malis.
Yes, correct. His name is
Yeah.
Javier Malis, therefore X-Man. And your last question, Nadal, in 2014, he became the first player to win the French Open. How many times in a row?
5 times.
That's correct. So he won in 9 Soderling won. Sorry, in 9
Yeah.
Federer won, and
Federer won.
5 times following that. Okay, and that's 5 out of those 10 questions. This was a harder set than most, I think, with those granollers and Daniel Brands. So the mean set, but well done, 5 out of 10. Question for Subrat now. This is on golf rivalries, which again Subrat did not pick. Let's see how well he does.
No idea.
From 1977 through 82, this man came as close as possible to unseating Jack Nicklaus as they battled over the title of golf's best player. While he won 6 majors, Nicklaus was a runner-up in 5 of them. Nicklaus also won 3 majors over the period. But who was that other man?
Tom Watson.
Is correct. This is Tom Watson. Second question for you. Sandwiched between the eras dominated by Jack and Tiger, these two battled for the #1 spot in golf. Over an 8-year period, one of them held the title. I mean, one of them had held title bearing the person. Who are these two golfers? One Australian and one Brit.
Jack and Tiger. Australian and Brit. Norman and Faldo.
Yes, correct. This is Greg Norman and Nick Faldo. Question for you again. They squared off in the match of the century in 1925 after Jones had already won the US Open and the US Amateur, both considered to be majors. The first one ended up besting the second one, 12-10, 12-11, and some think it embarrassed the amateur so much that he decided not to turn pro. What were their names?
So one is Jones only. The other one is Hagen.
Is correct. For somebody who does not know what these topics are, did not select these topics, you're doing splendidly in both. Well done. This is Walter Hagen and Bobby Jones.
He's essentially spiritually the winner of this quiz already.
Yeah, like even if he doesn't beat you score-wise, like you can't compete with this question for the birth. The first player, often referred to as the greatest ball striker to ever play the game, ranks 4th all-time for wins on the PGA Tour with 64. However, the second one holds the career wins record over Woods and even Nicklaus. Am I saying this name right, Nicklaus? With a mind-boggling 82, Nicklaus, okay, with a mind-boggling 82 PGA Tour victories. Who are they?
Snead and Hogan.
Not that. Akshay? Oh, hold on a second. That's right. Sorry, that is Snead and Hogan. I was looking at the next answer, and I have exposed how little I know about golf. Sam Snead and Ben Hogan is right. A question for Subrat. The rivalry between these two US golfers kicked off in 2019, and through internet memes and wild clips has blossomed into one of the sport's most compelling storylines. Which two golfers who have both won majors since?
McIlroy and Spieth.
Not that. Sure.
Pass.
Rajat.
Pass.
Shom?
So this is DeChambeau and this Texan fella, yeah, this Texan kid. What's his name?
I can confirm DeChambeau for you. That's one of them. Give me the other one.
Spieth.
Say again, please.
Spieth.
Not speak.
Spieth.
Not Spieth.
S-P-E-I-T-H. No.
No, what I have Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka.
Brooks.
Koepka. Yeah.
Yeah, Koepka.
Bad miss. They keep
I-
on calling
Yeah,
up.
my answer was definitely a few years earlier, so it is not. I should have gone for this.
Okay, your sixth question. The rivalry between Paul Azinger and this Spaniard was primarily played out at the Ryder Cup. At the 1989 Ryder Cup, Azinger refused to let him switch out a scuffed ball in their singles match. On the 18th hole of that match, the Spaniard then disputed a drop Azinger took out of the water. Which Spaniard?
Give you the answer and then I'll tell you a small story also. Seve
Okay.
Ballesteros.
Say again, please.
Seve Ballesteros.
Yes, correct. Please tell story.
So the sports star in the mid 80s to late 80s used to carry a small strip on somewhere at 2/3 of the way, which was just the only thing that sports star ever carried on golf, barring once in a year Ryder Cup update, and that was Seve Ballesteros teaches you golf, which was a bit of a sketch, 3-panel sketch of Ballesteros telling you how to play golf.
Very nice. Okay, we're doing question 7 now.
Yeah, I do remember that actually. Yeah, nice.
Question 7 for Subrat. At the turn of the century, this Swedish and American women were the two best women's golfers around. While the Swedish golfer looked to be running away with the crown of world's best golfer, the American proved her class, winning 6 of her 7 majors between 1989 and 2002.
One, I'm forgetting the other one's name. No, I'll pass. I know I'm only getting the one.
Akshay?
Sorenstam and Jackson.
Say again, please.
Sorenstam and Jackson.
Not what I have. Rajat?
Pass.
Sorenstam and Davies.
Still not what I have. Sorenstam is right. The other one is Carrie Carrie Webb.
Webb, but Carrie Webb is an
Okay.
Australian, yeah.
Australian,
is Australian.
Australian she's.
I mentioned-
actually, I'll just show you this. I had Carrie Webb,
Oh.
Sorenstam and Carrie Webb written over here.
Oh wow.
No, she's Australian. She's
Yeah,
Australian.
she's Australian.
So I think Davis is American. That would
Yeah, Laura
Ah.
Davis. That's the second one I had. Like Laura Davis is American. So
My apologies for that. I did not look up, did not verify this. Sorry about that. Question for Subrat again. And you're already at 18, by the way. Spiritually, you have won this quiz long ago. This is your 8th question. Now we're asking about a different kind of golf rivalry, as we're looking for the new COD sponsored golf tour that is the rival of the PGA Tour. What is the name of this golf tour? That is a reference to the number of holes that golfers need to play, and has been asked in quizzes about 6 times in the last 2 months.
LIV.
LIV or B654. Lift tour. Question for Subrat. A rivalry that has started in recent years is also one between 2 Americans. The first one won the US Open in 2015 and the British Open in 2017. The second one won the Masters in 2018. What are their names?
Again, one I know. The other one is 18. This is the problem of not being able to keep track of recent golf. No, pass.
Pass instruction.
Pass.
Rajat?
Pass.
Shom?
Spieth and Johnson.
Not that. Spieth is right. The other one is a Patrick.
Okay.
Patrick Reed. Okay, we are coming up to the last question of the quiz. And so far, both in points as well as in steals, we already have a winner, the guy who didn't select his topics. But the last question for Subrat is this. Both shared 10 green jackets between them. One of the biggest moments between the two came in 1962 at the US Open. As his first major as a pro, Nicklaus took on the crowd favorite, and the duo went all the way to a playoff where Nicklaus emerged victorious. Who was that crowd favorite?
Arnold Palmer.
It is correct. This is Arnold Palmer, and Subrat ends with 20 points, and that includes 14, meaning 7 out of 7 in both of his 10 sets, plus 6 steals, which is quite amazing in itself. Well done, folks, and thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you for setting and reading.
Thank you. I will stop this. Was this recording? Did I forget to start recording? No.